Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome back to live stream number 2 of my, what I'm calling, Qute Quadros campaign. Hold on a second, I probably should put Brazil in the title of these, huh? Yeah, hold on. Qute Quadros Brazil number 2 campaign. So, I did, I think, a better thumbnail this time. So, where I think we left off was, we were doing some trade deals with, Central Africa. I think we wanted to maybe do, we were gonna try to do the 50-50 thing, so that to help with our consumer goods, right? Or was it we're kicking them out entirely? You know what? I think it might have been that we were kicking them out, actually, even though that was gonna help a lot, because then there'd be other stuff we could do. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Dang, I should have put a broom in the thumbnail. Hope everybody has had a nice weekend. I think it's a long weekend for people in the United States, or at least, not me. Working right through it, but, for others. Okay, yeah, so, let's see, we need to pull out, you need to pull out entirely. Yeah, so let's try to do that, even though that's gonna help a lot, but we're gonna flip that. Or we're gonna, you know, we got other stuff for Quadros coming. And it'll be worth it for the good stuff we could do here. Oh yeah, we got the Senate campaign. I'm trying to find what's the next place we could maybe eke out a win somewhere. Kinda says we were, oh no, right here. This is easy flip. Boom, too easy. One click. When do we get sent to Brazil? Imagine all of USADA, Pecora's war crimes in this timeline. I think if you were talking about war crimes transcending timelines, you'd have to, oh dang it got cancelled. Measured, once a deal cannot be reached. Dang it, let's try it again. Let me see if it's set to do that. I'll give it one more try. If not, then it's probably programmed. You missed all the streams. Well, it was just the first one. The first one we were basically just setting up. I think my first stream in this series wasn't even an hour, because I think I had to dart out the door for something. Okay. Yes, discussion over trade begins. We're going to say it again. Pull out entirely. Let's see what happens. So costs. Okay, yeah. So I guess it's they're not gonna let it happen. Okay. Who's that, Kipsu? Every time I look at my subscriptions, I realize there's a stream happening. I actually watched part of somebody else's live stream the other day. I was just on the computer and I was able, or let's see, I'm gonna say, so some fishing will be permitted. And I opened up YouTube in the other monitor to just throw some music on, and I saw that there was a HoloLive stream going on, so I clicked that on. I went, oh, okay, it's cool, there's a stream going on now. Germans are rejecting it. Sorry that I keep saying scummy guys, I'm experimenting here, I'm still not like an expert in all this yet. Yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. Save scum cringe. I'm finding out how stuff works. How do you think I make my guides, people? Oh, wait, didn't I just do that? Dang it. I guess we just have to do it. We might just have to do the bad deal. Yeah, that sucks. So we're gonna have to permit the equal access, I guess. I don't know if that's RNG or what pre-programs it. Hello there, Nekrasov. Huh? Not safe scumming, it's Quadros using his magical time-traveling broom he got from one of his witch friends. Alright. We'll give equal access. Yeah. Well, it helps with Quadros' influence, so it kind of all works out in the end. I'm sure not gonna like losing that political power right now. Whatever, we'll get it back later. God, my skin is so dry. I'm gonna be right back. I'm dealing with so much dirty shit today. Hold on, I gotta get some love. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to live with dry hands and arms. Here's the downside of not being a fucking coomer. I don't know where my lotion is at any given time. Ugh. Dang it. Unscathed 79. I just found a second wish for more. Shushin is content that goes on quite a bit. Which one is Shushikin? Shushkin? You mean Pushkin? Or who's the... You guys know what I'm talking about? Who are you talking about? Alright, I'm gonna look at one more place for the lotion. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. Okay, so we've come to agreement. This lobster conflict is over. What's next? Time to carve up the sea floor. We're gonna talk about naval boundaries. There's a decade of post-unification content for him. Goodness. Yeah, I'm just getting myself lotioned up. So, Sales says, with the fishing rights dispute out of the way, we can now move into the claims of Brazil as to the sea floor, and our proposed exclusive economic zone will clear up any concerns you may have. Previously, the position of the German government was that Brazil had exclusive rights to all seas 12 miles off the coasts. With the advances of underwater mapping, we could tell that the Brazilian continental shelf goes much further than that, so we want to claim all operations to this line, about 370 kilometers. It would give us a nice reserve to work with. Let's see, we said we wanted 360 clicks, so he looked at his mark. This man would come nowhere close to the edge of Salah's line. We accept your territorial claims. So now we focus on the cruise. Okay, That part was easy. Yeah, so they basically both, you know, drew a line, and our lines don't touch each other, so it's not a problem. Okay. Oh, Senate campaign available. Once again, oh shoot, yeah, it's the same one. There we go. Yeah, so the UDN, we're looking good here. Pretty happy about it. Immediate action. That's besides the point, Air Silas. The way I see it, the citizens of the Reich must be returned immediately. There's no room to avoid it. The crews of the trawlers have to come home starting tonight. We are going to release prisoners to suspend prosecution without some sort of agreement in place, so it won't happen again. Oh, let's do a quick save here. Alright. Come on, come on. Couldn't you sail the Ever-own boats, right? Couldn't they sail back? The Reich can't tolerate what you're doing. We cannot stand these people being held in your prisons for another day. We want them out tonight. We can give reparations and they'll get some boosts. Or we could say perhaps a more achievable timeline. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Either way, we're letting them go. So we're going to say immediate repatriation. Oh, that's actually going to hurt us with our political power, but it helps with Quadros' influence, which is what matters. Hello there, Malcolm. Oh, speaking of Malcolm, I was really happy. Oh, Nixon has vetoed the Civil Rights Act. Okay, okay. So I'm trying to remember what paths that opens up. I think that's the one you need to do to get Bobby Kennedy, or is that the one you do to get LBJ, or is it either way you can go? Because it's like, I think if it passes, that's when you get reaction paths. So you could do Wallace and Dutch. Anyway, with Majority Leader Lyndon Johnson gathering enough support to push the bill through on the floor and onto Nixon's desks, most assumed its passing would be a foregone conclusion, but that was not to be, with the big red veto stamped across the copy submitted to President Nixon. While conservatives and the Dixiecrats celebrate a defense of American ideals, many progressives, both Democrat and Republican, see this betrayal as the final straw in a long, long line of inaction and pig-headed appeasement. The backs of Republican Democrats are broken, and wolves among them circle ever closer. LBJ can be either? Okay. For all time... Let's see here. And Shank has some 323s we can borrow, although I think he has some jets that we can also... Oh, real quick, I was going to say the Malcolm thing. So I was pretty happy today. I had been keeping an eye out for it. I think you guys have heard me talk about before how I've really wanted to pick up... Because I'm kind of doing a last book buying thing. Because I'm probably not gonna be buying any books that aren't textbooks for a while. So I've been wanting to get the new biography of Malcolm X. Like, the guy spent like 30 years writing it and then died before it was finished. His daughter had to finish it up, but it won like a Pulitzer Prize. It won also, it's won like a ton of awards, but it's been very expensive. Like, at the closest bookstore to me, it's almost $40. But I found a cheap copy today online, and I went, mine! Mine! So, looking forward to that. Add it to the huge pile of books I've got. Okay. Shank had some 3 to good. Sounds like a plan. What do we want to discuss? They shook hands. We just avoided a war. A mercenary and businessman. Who needs Walter Hull, honestly? I'm sure that you do no worse in his place. Now, we should get this written up to... Is that a helicopter? The noise of an approaching chopper. Wait, no. Oh my gosh, this is so perfect. Wait, I know just the sound drop for the helicopter. Hold on a sec. Give me a moment here. Here we go. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so here comes the helicopter. Wait, I'll slow it down. Let me slow it down to like half speed. Helicopter Lamy. Alright, so... Actually, no, let's do regular speed, and I'm just gonna speed it up. Or loop it. That's the helicopter outside, right? So, is that a helicopter? The noise of an approaching chopper caused Steiner's heart to sink. Even with his stupor, he could tell it was a German-made Learchus 2. I've got in the Himmel, why now? What is it? Asked Salas. What's going on? What the fuck do you think it means when a helicopter lands outside your house in this commissariat? This is a problem. Okay, enough of the helicopter. Alright. So, my high. And it's with the deepest honor and gratitude to the people of Rio and the Jewish committee that I inaugurate Anne Frank Secondary School. Lacerda cut I'm reading this as just kind of an interesting story. Lacerda cut the ribbon, then turned to put on his smartest grin as he faced the cameras and applause again. He even let out a bow for the press's sake. The Lot Quadros influence right now? It's contested, but I have a slight edge. Yeah, we're still early. We're still in 62, for goodness sake. He continued in his speech, staring hard at the neighboring building, the German consulate just opposite from the new school. The Nazi bastards had angrily shut their curtains. Good. He'd make sure they got front row seats to see Jewish children alive and well, attending school and living normal lives. I stayed up until 5 a.m. reading Anne Frank's diary, mere months after when it had been first smuggled out of Germany and published around the free world as an indictment of German atrocities. It's a truly moving document. That poor girl had died alone and betrayed, starving and sick, robbed of any dignity she had left. He held his head high and stared at the disgusting Nazi flag flying outside the consulate that had the gall to taint Brazil with its hateful presence. The least I could do to avenge her was give her people some of that dignity back. And God willing, I will make sure Brazil protects you, or die in the attempt. Resulting applause could deafen an entire stadium. And Frank smiles in the afterlife. Did her diary get smuggled out? I just said that. I just said that. Alright, okay, anyway. Make sure Quadros has more influence. No kidding. Yeah, I'm doing that. We're only in May. Diplomatic nicety. Okay, let's see what's going on with that helicopter. Okay, so, Reichskommissar Müller. So this person. Steiner said as he tried to put on a professional air despite being tipsy. This is an unexpected pleasure. This is the Brazilian representative, Air Volta Morena Sales. Okay. Boxlord, why are you here? You're just talking about being high and stuff. Don't make me time you out, man. Okay, so Mueller wasn't the typical Reichskommissar in the slightest. Sales realized she had eschewed the typical NSAD uniform Casas and Turpoven had worn when she met them. They also never chambered an automatic rifle after asking a question at him. Well, yes, Reichskommissar, there has... Splendid! Diplomacy wins again! He stood up from the helicopter and walked towards Salas, still holding his gun in the air with one hand. Herr Salas, I wanted to let you know I regret this terrible incident, and that I had little part in it, acting only on orders from Germania. I am pleased my lieutenant has smoothed over any difficulties between Germany and Brazil, and I wish to show your nation that I hold no ill will over the incident with a diplomatic visit. That was hardly unexpected. What? Asked Salas and Steiner simultaneously. Always wanted to go to Brazil, all that wild jungle, the Jesus statue, Carmen Miranda. Never got a chance. Do you think we can make it happen, Walter? Salas thought it over. I don't see that if that would be an issue. Diplomacy is always good, but the Americana would be incredibly angry. But I guess that's for your chief negotiator to decide. Steiner gulped. Why did it come down to this? Why was he the one who had to decide what to do about this? Rolf, said Marina, what are you drinking tonight? Salas gulped. Foxlord, I'm about to time you out. I just want to let you know you're on the edge. Yeah, what a twist. Okay, hold on a second. Got a bunch of research just finished. Got another campaign we could do. Where do we want to do it though? Here. Nice. Another incumbent gonna bite the dust. So remember, we got that 23 before we account for anything else. Like, we're taking out one of the PSG here. I should have been cross-referencing that more, actually. Okay, bon voyage, Air Sales. The early morning sunlight began to rise over Africa, illuminating the single private jet on the Hitlerstadt tarmac. Here. Outside, the crew were sitting and lounging around, trying to avoid thinking about the worst that could happen in the middle of the vast and hostile pit that was Nazi Africa. But right now there was nothing to do but ensure the plane was ready to go at a moment's notice. Down the road, up from the city, came the convoy of camouflage cars. They were let into the airport grounds, and they parked in front of the plane. A group of mercenaries got out and formed an impromptu honor guard. This had caused the pilots to perk up. Walter Sales stepped out of the car in the middle, followed by Rolf Steiner. A few words were exchanged before Sales climbed up the steps and into his jet. They had a notification for the custom stuff like elections. Yeah, it looks like they did. It is very cool. Oh no. This is my sleepy lotion. That's why I'm yawning. Oh gosh. It's alright. I can fix that. Finally they got on what was technically home soil after hours of debate. Salas finally got into a seat and relaxed. The arguments were heard. The hours were late. He may have given up too much, but the important thing was he had an agreement to stop the lobster war. They may judge him a Metternich or a Chamberlain, but he had something that would avoid war once and for all, and that had to account for something. But as the jet took off and disappeared into the brilliant blue sky above the Congo Lake, right there, somebody was just asking what the name was, Steiner watched intently as the diplomat left. He wasn't so sure of his deal either, and he was a bit drunk towards the end of it. And he knew more than anyone else just how few problems can be solved by resolution in this insane world. However, for a moment, he felt a tinge of relief at the fact he was able to avoid yet another conflict in Africa. So, yeah, like, we got a net gain in political power, barely, but not exactly a good deal. Having said that, I think we should just go ahead and court the opposition, because we've at least hit a point where we're getting a little bit of positive political power. We got rid of some of the other negatives. Okay. I need a lot of you to be training right now. Let's get these training also so we could start getting some army experience. I want army experience just to increase the size of my divisions here, because right now they're only 8, which is just awful. Awful. Extra, read the news. Read the news, boys, in Brazil's city corners that day. Vice President Quadros visits Brazil. Visits China. Brazilian-Japanese relations on upswing. Quadros had arranged a visit to the East for the stated purpose of bettering relations with the co-prosperity sphere. His visit began as more of a tourist visit than a diplomatic mission, taking sight of the Forbidden City, where he visits the museum and witnessed the great many cultural artifacts of China's imperial period. There was then a fine dinner in the Brazilian embassy with the president of China, Guo Zhongwu. Right there. The Brazilian ambassador Sergio de Guerreiros Duarte, and the sphere representative in China, Takeo Miki. The dinner was filled with much amicable discussion among all those involved, with Brazil's intentions of a deeper relationship with the sphere being made openly and implicitly. We are shared in an anti-imperialist struggle, the ambassador said, and we look to deepen our relationship with like-minded nations, those who have shared our struggle against colonialism. May we stand as brothers. The comments made the intentions clear. Too clear, as this was contrary to the interests of the United States and contrary to the opinions of many domestic citizens. Many groups, especially pro-OFN and left-wing organizations, slung around accusations towards Quadros, such as Nazi or Japanese bootlicker, along with other words the newspapers were not allowed to publish. Following the dinner, in an unpublished event, Quadros, Gao, and Miki met in a private office to discuss trade specifically. Upon his return, or her return, Quadros regarded the trip, talks included, as a great success. Okay. Okay. Let's get. We need to keep working on the logistics. It's gonna be very important to get out there to Africa. Okay, we got better anti-tank equipment available to us. We still have no consumer goods available whatsoever. Okay. New development edicts available. Okay, it took them a second. Okay, keep moving forward. The only non-popular Japan who can join the co-prosperity sphere is Italy, or so I've heard they can. I think Italy can then pull in others depending on the situation. Because I think I've seen Bulgaria, or was it Romania? One of them I've seen join the Japanese co-prosperity sphere. Okay, so trip to the Congo is done. Let's do Germans pacified so we can get some weekly stability. Gosh, why am I suddenly so sleepy? It was a long day today. It's gonna be a longer one tomorrow, I think. The king of pandas. Power in Brazilian politics can come from the barrel of a gun, or from honeyed words to the rich and influential. Let's see here. So, it's talking about how I just went to China as Quadros, mocking the level of effort that had gone into those critters as proof of Quadros' innate beliefs about Brazil, leading a concert of tropical nations into a new era of prosperity. So they're calling Lamy, or no, right here, Quadros here, the king of the pandas. O rei dos pandas. In return, Quadros had, in her usual way, gone on a long speech about the virtues of exalting the imagination of the nation. The pandas at the center of the storm had been happily carried on munching bamboo after a few weeks in cages on a boat. I think, we're bringing pandas. You know, I just thought, I think this literally translates, you know, it's Portuguese, not Spanish, but I'm pretty sure this says the king of two pandas, not of, like, just pandas, like all the pandas. The people of Sao Paulo had gone gaga over the animals, Crowds flock to the zoo for a chance to see Gao Gao and Belucia. Vice President Quadros, moonlighting as a zoologist, entertained the crowd with trivia on the bears, as well as regaling them with stories about Sichuanese hot food. After a week or two, when the novelty wore off, the Vice President wandered onto his next pet project. Through all this many God, feeling freaking tired. Where was I? Okay, so we had the Sichuanese food. They've been a scheme to increase popularity with the masses. It's difficult to keep track where the Vice President's antics ended and where political cunning began. Yeah, so we got pandas. That's what matters. All right, set it campaign. We kind of want to target the ones in yellow, I think. 17% there. 11% there. Whoa, what? Yeah. Oh, geez, I just drifted off. They said, "Are you okay, CHG?" No, apparently not. I don't know. My eyes actually were just closed. Ugh. Dang it! It's because this is lotion I just used. I think. Yeah, this isn't regular lotion. It's not the one I usually use. Somebody gave this to me some time ago. It's like sleep lotion. It's supposed to make you drowsy. Hold on, let me just stand up. We're picking the who we're trying to get out. Okay, so that would kick out one of the red. The PTB and PSD I think are in a union together. So taking out either one of them would be good, but that's a pretty dang big lead. Hello there, Tenebrification. I think Bahia here might be my best chance. I'm only down by 11 from the lead candidate compared to something like this where I'm down 30. Let's go for Bahia. Alright, yeah, so we'll focus on that. How was my weekend? Working. As that is. Worked yesterday, worked today, gonna work tomorrow, even though it's a holiday. I'm actually not even sure I'm getting holiday pay tomorrow. If everyone in this universe is female, how do they reproduce? Let's put it this way, there's one non-female in England, and I won't say any more than that. Well, maybe they breed like cellular organisms, they just multiply. Oh yeah! Brazil wins the World Cup! The 1962 FIFA World Cup has ended, and the Brazilian team, this is one of my favorite portraits, by the way, in this sub-mod. The Brazilian team stands proud as they raise the Julius Rimet Trophy, having beaten the host Chile in a disputed final match with a score of 3-1. The semi-final between Chile and Italy was marked by violence in the field, being dubbed by the media as the Battle of Santiago. Chile has overcome many tragedies before the competition. Both the tournament's main organizers, Carlos Ditborn and Juan Pito Duran, died before its start. The hosting country also had to deal with the effects of the 1960 Valdivia earthquake, reaching 9.6 on the Richter scale, the most powerful ever recorded. Infrastructure and stadiums were rebuilt at record speed, and there were no major organizational flaws. Congratulations to the champions, which is me. Where you live, you're getting holidays for Monday and Tuesday? Oh my gosh. How they reproduce vigorously. Brazil wins the World Cup. Okay, now this is the one that's just for us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that Brazil has won the World Cup. The small crowd surrounding the radio burst into cheers, a scene mirrored millions of times over, as near every Brazilian tuned into the end of the world's biggest tournament. Men and women embraced the nation over, celebrating a hard-fought victory and the defense of Brazil's football supremacy. Bars were crowded with revelers. Fireworks went off, and hundreds of thousands of corks were popped. 9 months after the fact, hospitals and midwives would mark a minor baby boom. Rumors had abounded before the event that the Brazilian team was off their game, untrained and overconfident from their victory in 1958. This myth was disproved the moment Brazil took to the field, sweeping the Chileans with an indisputable 3-1 victory. Brazilians had once again secured their position as the best athletes in the world. In the moment of victory, all the nation's strife seemed to disappear. Gosh, still feeling the sleepies. I know what to do. I'm gonna go get a little bit of hot sauce. Actually, I instead grabbed a little pickle of the vinegar. Okay. So, baby boom. We won. Everyone's having a party. Brazil was united and celebrated as one. What's Brazil's deals? They're dealing with Germans moaning internal politics, keeping the Americans from cooing them. Underappreciated postman suffering for her mail. Yeah. It's been a crazy couple days, and Tuesday is gonna be hell. The holiday mail has already begun, and it's so fucking much. We had more last Monday mail than we did after Labor Day weekend, American Labor Day weekend, I should say. And then we're gonna have, another post-weekend thing on Tuesday. That's gonna be madness. You should have some coffee or rest or both. Well, thank you very much for the super chat, Igor. Ooh, foreign currency. Oh, very cool. I don't know why the alert's not going off, but I'm actually not a coffee drinker because I'm not an old man. No, I'm just tired because I was up late yesterday. I was seeing a friend whose birthday it was. I'm gonna call it a little early tonight. I have to anyway because I gotta work early and even earlier on Tuesday. But I thought I'd stream for like an hour, Thank you. But yeah, at the mail station I work at, last Monday, we had, it was, I think the count was something around 135,000 pieces of mail to deliver at our station. That's not counting flats, which is like the magazines and stuff, or packages, No matter wind, rain, snow, or societal collapse, I must get that junk mail for kindling. Gosh. There's a terrific picture I've got in a book that's during the London Blitz, and the milkman, when you'd get your milk delivered to the door, you just see him walking up this street, which is just rubble. It's just all destroyed buildings, and he's walking through that street. That's the picture. Anyway. Yeah, so to catch some people up, because I know some people were asking in the chat. Yeah, so we made a deal with Central Africa over fishing rights, but now Mueller, the crazy Nazi who's carrying around an automatic rifle at all times, is coming to visit us in Brazil. But we're trying to make sure that Quadros' influence grows, so we want this blue bar to be as large as possible. Basically. During that time, the milkman's important. Yeah. Alright. Okay, this is Kubi-chan stuff, so I think we're just gonna skip it. Yeah. But that's not important. Munching on his pickle's really helping. I'm feeling awake now. Get that vinegar. Try to see if there's anywhere else I can sneak away with a Senate seat. Again, we're trying to focus on the PSD and the PTB mostly. Try to take one of their seats. Or take their seats when we can. Oh, I guess Gaspar Veloso is because yeah, in Portuguese the double L is still the L sound, not the Y. I guess he's retiring, and his party replacement doesn't look too hot. Did I seriously just flip it? I think I just did. Yeah, nice. Hey, we still got about 3 months plus until the election. We're doing very good. I misheard Kubicek as Gumi-chan. Oh yeah, I just say Kumi-chan because I don't know how to pronounce the name, right? And we're in Moe order, so Kumi-chan. Promote Brazilian independence. I don't think we're gonna necessarily need to do that. Gosh, we just really don't have much in the way of political power, though. There goes the triumvirate. Oh, can we get a little more army experience, please? Alright, the Germans are officially pacified. So, I think we still want to do anti-piracy stuff first. Yeah, because then we're going to be able to gain extra political power. So, these are like like all these countries, I think. All these West African countries who are fishing in our area. So, we dealt with the big one, Central Africa. We got all this little one. Yes. Not the trio! Okay. Let's see. What else can we flip? Wow, the incumbent is sucking. He's in last place in a 4-person race. Nice, got another one. Damn, we're looking freaking good right now. I'm deliberately not counting how many Senate seats I have, though, because I want to be surprised at the end. Are you sure the army with more experience? Don't worry, we'll get involved in South Africa. We'll throw that aggression outside. So I like to think that I know a fair amount about Spanish history. The Iberian Peninsula as a whole, really. But, just today, actually, I was flipping through, the Franco biography that was written by Paul Preston. And there's a reference. Let me grab it. It's right here. There's a reference to another military coup attempt after Franco had died that happened in the 80s. I don't know if anybody has heard of it. I'm going to have to look into it. Hold on. Let me, where's the page at? Whoops. Yeah, it's right. It's at the end of the epilogue because the book ends with him dying, and then there's just an epilogue just saying, here's what's happened since he died. And there's a mention of some tense moments where some senior military tried to get rid of the democracy. And there's a reference here to an attempted coup of Colonel Tejero on February 23rd, 1981. but like it ended up being stopped by demonstrations that involved millions of people. Yeah, so I had never heard of that. Incidentally, I thought this is I like the ending of this book. I'll just read the last couple of sentences here. It's talking about the legacy of Franco. How basically the last bit of the epilogue is saying how Franco's legacy is essentially non-existent because like Franco parties. Now I don't know what the stats are recently because obviously this book was written years ago. But I think he wrote this like in the late '90s or early 2000s. But Franco parties were like getting none of the vote, essentially, like 2% of the vote. So he says the book ends with him going, every year on the 20th of November, a band of his most fervent supporters, meaning Franco's, meet and feebly chant, "Franco resucita, el pueblo te necesita," right, which means Franco, rise up, the people need you. Every year, the aging Francoist stalwarts are fewer and fewer. Soon, there will be none. Which I thought was a good way to end the book. Regardless of your political beliefs or mine or anything, but it's just one of those things like that's like I like history books that read like literature. Where it's just like, yeah, he's essentially saying it's like not much of a legacy, and soon it'll be disappeared. Anyway, so let's keep going forward now and see what's happening with this German visit. Che Guevara. Oh my gosh, I don't remember Che Guevara looking like this. Did I forget this when I was going through the first time? Yeah, so basically the Argentinians let him out, and he's heading over to Uruguay, maybe. But man, I might have to somebody make a custom cover of this for Motorcycle Diaries, and I might read it. Is that the name of his book? Motorcycle Diaries? Or am I confusing it with the Neil Peart book? Those are two very different people. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having her on my shirt. That's good. That's a good one. Two brothers-in-law walk into a bar. As Goulart walked into the governor's office of Rio Grande do Sul, you know, you saying that, I remember there was this funny picture I saw online once, and I have it saved on my phone, but it's this guy, he's just in the gym, and he looks pretty good, you know, nice muscles, and he's cut his shirt into like a tank top, and it's just got this anime girl on it, and he's and I think he's written on over his like abs, he's just, yeah, drinking some water with this anime girl on him and being buff, and he wrote on his abs, single, by the way. And there's these two girls standing behind him looking at him. I mean, he's not looking at them, he's looking at the camera, but they look pretty disgusted, and it's a freaking hilarious picture. Two brothers-in-laws walk into a bar. As Goulart, we're not playing Goulart, so we're gonna skip this event. It's like I said before, for those of you who didn't catch the first stream, man, that pickle really woke me up. It's like Comey. If you know, I've played Comey multiple times, but it's I'm not gonna read every event for every faction all the time. I'm just gonna stick to the ones that are relevant. Weebs come in all shapes and sizes. Yeah. I actually saw this, it was on YouTube, actually. It popped up in my, I guess, feed, you can say, on the homepage. And it was somebody cosplaying as one of the newer Hololive Council people. It was, Bales, who's got, like, really elaborate costume. Yeah, like, but there's dice in her hair and stuff. And anyway, this person did a really impressive cosplay, especially when you consider how new those characters are. It's like, she must not have had a lot of, she must have gotten to work on it right away. But this woman the woman who was cosplaying was pretty flat-chested, which the character isn't. And some people in the comments were, like, not being cruel or anything about it, but they were kind of That's not really accurate. It's just like, what, are you gonna give her shit for not having bigger boobs? I guess she could have stuffed or something, but anyway. Splitters! This is more stuff that's not relevant to us. Yeah, with Zhao's. I think I might have told this story before, but I once dated somebody who would do cosplay, and leftism in fighting old as leftism itself. Yeah, and she, you know, she was pretty, gosh, I don't know how to say it without saying crude, but let's just say that she was pretty stacked up top. But that still was not enough because, she was wanting to do a, I might have told this story before, she wanted to cosplay this character, Kurumu. Let me try to find a picture of her. Okay, these are all just like face pictures. I'm trying to find a picture of her whole body. Why is it all face pictures? Okay, let me type in Kurumu body. I guess that's nice, you know, we're not objectifying her. Anyway, so the character in question is really, really stacked. Fuck it, I guess we'll use this picture. Yeah, like this. So she had to, my girlfriend at the time, ended up like wearing, I think, 3 bras and stuffing them to try to get the proportions. Yeah, she was sweating all those layers because there was also a sweater. And remember, we live in El Paso, which is a desert. Hold on a second here. They just shift this back? Sao Paulo? They're trying to make me lose Sao Paulo. I don't think so, Chief. Let's see. You once did a cosplay of Yamiko Reedman. Someone had a problem with your skin color being brown. I don't know who that character is. Let me look this up. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I think there was once a sitcom I saw, or it might have been more than one, with the joke. Yamiko Redman. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever heard of this card. Read or Die. Is that the name of the anime? Looking this up. Light novel series. An agent for the Special Operations Division of the British Library. Is that like librarians with guns? I'm so down. It's like Monuments Men, but they kill more. That's what I'm. My headcanon is it's Monuments Men, but they kill more. Anyway, so somebody was saying you wanted to look at all the Latin American characters. Yeah, so here's Guyana, Venezuela. I don't think I know all these characters, really. I know less about anime than y'all would think, actually. Oh, this character looks familiar. Is this from, like, Rose of Versailles or something? Or is it Code Geass? I don't know. CHG, how do you think the librarians get their books back? It's like, couldn't help but notice you haven't paid your fees. Let's see here. Uruguay. There's Panama. There's the Panama Canal Zone. Oh, the Read or Die OVA made me feel things. Vague. I'll have to look into it sometime. Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. Oh yeah, Mexico. Not a fan of that one. I don't know if that's like some specific character. Cuba, with the cigar, of course. There's the Dominican. Haiti, if I missed anybody. Puerto Rico is not independent, so they don't get their own. There's the West Indies. Yeah, I think, did I do everything? Did I miss anything? I got the Paraguay and Uruguay. Because anime streams all the time, not that into anime. Well, it's more that, like, I'm a quality over quantity guy. And that, like, I don't watch as much anime, but I get really into the ones I do watch. Like, I've watched every Studio Trigger anime there's ever been. Except for SSSS Dianzian, which came out in the spring this year, because it was exclusively on the Funimation app, and I did a trial run of that at one point last year, and it apparently it's not just me. I've seen it consistently online. Funimation is just one of the worst freaking streaming apps ever. It just sucks. The I don't want to get into it, but it was really trash and annoying. And it was one of those things where it's like I'd already used up my trial for it, but it's like I wouldn't watch this even if it was free on this service because it's that bad. Okay, the Germans are in Brazil. Let's go. This is Miola here in Brazil. Rio de Janeiro, AP. The visit of Reichskommissar Siegfried Müller to Brazil caught the attention and surprise of many around the globe, especially here in the country. Until recently, he was seen as the primary antagonist in the dispute over fishing rights in the South Atlantic, and many expected him to be in an armed conflict with the South American nation over it. However, this week he was all smiles as her plane touched down in Rio, greeted by a small delegation of government officials for a short visit to the city. Any potentially awkward meeting with President Enrique Lott was avoided, as Central Africa's governor decided to do away with a former diplomatic visit in favor of a more casual one, where much of his time was spent not in ceremonies of Brasilia, the new modernist capital, but in a helicopter flying over the jungles of the Amazon. The goal of my journey was to bag a Jaguar, but unfortunately I could not find one, the Reichskommissar said to the local press. However, I did kill this very large black caiman. I will bring it home with me to show to my guests in Leopoldville. The German embassy in Brazil said in a statement they hoped this visit would open a new chapter on Brazilian-German relations, but it is believed many in the Nazi government are displeased with the semi-official visit. The State Department was much more open about their displeasure with the visit, blasting Brazil for hosting a major official in the Nazi party. Homegrown opposition was also there, with many groups, predominantly Afro-Brazilian, protesting the visit due to atrocities that are occurring across Germany's colonial holdings. What this government has done in Brazil is a playground for international criminals. Declared an editorial in the Tribuna de Imprensa. Viola, who takes delight in being a more relaxed and atypical Reichskommissar than his other colleagues, was not fazed with such criticism. All of politics is stupid, and you should really ignore it, he said. He also said President Lott and Vice President Janio Quadros would be welcome to make a reciprocal visit to Central Africa at any time. This could have got a lot worse. Okay. What if somebody cosplayed as Ava? You mean like a character from Neon Genesis Evangelion? Is that what you mean? Mueller's focus tree is all about going on hunting trips. It shows his priorities. Really? Yep, through the jungle, prepare the hunt, gorilla, buffalo, kudu. I haven't played them, but that's funny. Okay. Fish in a barrel. Pull up the pots! Yeah, so basically there's pirates who see us coming and they're like, oh shit! We're sinking it. The crew, new target, Nazi ringleader, painted bright red swastika on his deck. Diplomatic eating. Oh, it was apparently easy because there was like there was a painted swastika on the deck, so the fighter could attack them real quick. Altering industry. Okay, yeah. So we want the Quadros influence to go, so we're going to work with the governments of West Africa. The superior Aryan master race is bleeding itself white, and now the native Africans and other sort of remnants are coming out of their shelters and hidey holes. We're going to send people to like the Republic of Liberia. Yeah. The easy, that's just hilarious to me. Yeah, like there was a tiny bit more to it. Like they agreed on how far out each of their ocean barriers were, but there was no overlap anyway because they're far enough. So yeah, that was about it. Well, there was a whole thing with the continental shelf, but MSG words that kill. Would you speak them to me with your breath so still? Yeah, there's another line in that Franco book because like De Gaulle came up because it was talking about how Franco's success was a personal success instead of like trying to, like, he basically failed at making something greater that would outlast him institutionally, and so it said like, speaking of which, where is Franco? But it quoted a line at one point from a journalist at the time who said like, Franco, it was like something like Franco did all he did for Franco. De Gaulle did everything for France, right? Am I gonna still send volunteers over to Africa to chew them over? Well, hey, I'm just saying, if Central Africa doesn't exist, we don't have to worry about no stinking treaty obligations. Anyway, let's see where we can maybe get another slot. I think right here, yeah, because it was like Maynard is retiring. Gashira. Oh. Let's see here. Yeah. Hey, Tenebreification, if you don't mind me asking, and no pressure for you to do it, but you're a librarian, so I'd like to hear your thoughts. Did you check out my bookshelf tour on my other channel? I've actually already moved some things around since I did that, but goodness gracious, I'd sure like to hear feedback from anybody on like a better way to organize my shelves. Well, I kind of actually had this epiphany today, and I spent like 15 minutes moving things around where I just realized that, like, wait a minute, I've divided my bookshelves into where it's like the left has sci-fi and fantasy and the right has, or like sci-fi, fantasy, everything that's non-historical is mostly on the left, except for that shelf where I have my like a Hall of Fame authors. Then I realized, what rule says I have to do that? So like I've kind of shifted it because like my history books tend to be taller, so I'm like shifting it so like they could use the top shelves on both sides and stuff. Let's see, talking about Dictator CHG, are you team pro-Caesar or team anti-Caesar? Oh, I'm not brave enough for politics. Even 2,000-year-old politics, at least, at least on the channel. The builders of history. This is Kubi-chan stuff. We're gonna skip it. But yeah, it's been about an hour now, so we'll probably be ending soon. Workshop meeting. I have my purpose for it. Oh, that's is it passing? That's, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Rough. Never a good time for a parent to die. What? We have this or not? Oh, okay. There we go. Struggling with it. Me and the boys are processing it. But yeah, I am sorry to hear that, Tenebrae. Yeah, I knew, I have like one friend in real life who's a woman, because I'm not the kind of person who stays friends with exes, but she was talking about how when she went back to college after the worst of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, well, you see her father had died of it, and well, we all know what I'm talking about, and a lot of other students were also going back, and so in a lot of the classes, professors had decided to do like these beginning of the semester things where it was basically, how did fuck it, I'm just gonna say it out loud. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna say the goddamn thing. I'm talking about doggone COVID. Anyway, they were asked, like, so how did COVID affect your life? And it's like, she was saying, yeah, I think the professors were hoping for, oh yeah, I had to go on lockdown, or I was laid off. Or maybe at worst, it's like, I was laid off for a while until I was able to find work again. And for her, it's like, my father fucking died, Oh, man. I remember talking to her on the phone about it. Anyway, let's see, what were we doing again? We were, oh, I think all my infantry finished training up, or all my non-copters and tank units anyway. So let's take a look at exactly how many helicopters I actually have. Wow, basically non-existent. Well, there's just plain not much I could do. That might help. I think I didn't have the aluminum before. No, I did. Never mind. So that changed up. Oh yeah, increase that construction budget. Do that. Let's see. Okay, we're not getting the budget boost thing anymore. SNP is held on to Scotland. Oh, isn't she cute? These are big braids. Yeah. Oh, with the gloves. I don't know who this character is. She seems very proper. Like, is this her casual setup, but she still has the tie, and this is formal with the gloves and stuff? Let's see here. More Senate campaign stuff. We still have got a little bit over a month to go. So, we want to... What can we still flip around here? Oh, not that. This is gonna go. Yes, is gonna take too long. And lock this down for Muller. Yeah, really confirm it. Let's hope Scotland doesn't get conquered by England like always. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. England always wins. Oh yeah, what I'm saying. So my personal library, yeah. So I'm really happy with how my biographies are looking. I decided to actually put my paperback biographies, at least if they're of nice quality, together with my hardcovers ones, because I keep all my biographies together. But like I'm not putting, like, for example, I have this Talleyrand biography, but for one it's kind of small, but also it's like it's a used copy. It's kind of ratty. And like that's fine, I don't really care that much, but it's like I just have this one bookshelf, because like it was my grandmother's one, and it's like that's the one bookshelf where I'm going, this one I want to look pretty. I'm going to have like pretty looking books here. Alright, Liberian deal. So this is the deal we're making with the Liberians to quit fucking with my fishing rights. So... In exchange for the ships and guns to defend your waters, you will extend that protection to anti-piracy efforts. Oh yeah, so like on paper we're saying, you're gonna help us with those pirates, right? Yeah. So we're sending some convoys and infantry equipment to them. Alright, deal with the Free French. Speaking of Charles de Gaulle. How will they achieve their precious pipe dream of liberating Paris and France without guns and artillery? We can send them an offer. We'll help them with their arms shortage if they put their outdated boats and ships to harass and suppress the pirates. It's a win-win for both of us. Let's hope that Charles de Gaulle, his mind frayed after years of failed struggle, will still be able to see reason. Yeah, I'm sure his mind is completely broken by now. We can still take France back, right, guys? Guys? I actually would like to read more about de Gaulle, but it's one of those things where it's like, there's two subject matters I remember in the past being interested in, and then when I looked into the books, they were expensive. So one was like, if you wanted to like get his memoirs or biographies about him, or at least ones that I've heard are good anyway, they're expensive. And in the same way, I've tried to look into books that like are in favor of the Ulster Scot, Northern Ireland position instead of like a United Ireland. But those are also really expensive, so like those are really expensive and stuff. So I don't know. Does Free France even have a navy? I don't know, but they don't have artillery apparently. Let's look at the intel. Their navy, nope, fleet count 0. Frickin' geeks. Here's Adamar. Adamar is that's gonna be something. Well, basically Adamar. This is who I'm actually going for in my main campaign. PSP candidate's popularity rises considerably. Boo! The Gaul looks like a stiff breeze will knock him over in his base game. Yeah, he ain't looking great. Gotta modify the lobster war. Let's go. Uh-oh. Going after Guyana. War in Guyana. Okay, we're gonna say, yeah. Yeah, here comes the vice president coming in. Hold on. The vice president walks into the room, and then here's how she walks in. Trying to pull up the sound thing. Okay. President, the Americans in Guyana, it's terrible. Brazil will not abet this outrageous abuse of our northern brothers. We should declare in strong words. We shouldn't declare anything in strong words. Yeah, so it's basically Quadros was equally correct to protest unilateral American action. So, of course, this is a Quadros campaign, so we're going to say we will lodge a formal complaint about this. So, right now, we've got dominant influence, but our relationship is still good. I don't know if there's a difference between if we break that relationship or not. I don't know. Seems the Free French fleet is so old it doesn't even count as a navy. Okay. Let's see here. I think we want to lock down this Rio Grande do Norte, not Rio Grande, but lock that one down here in Pernambuco. We might be able to get something happening. Yeah, again, I'm not counting how many Senate seats it looks like I'm gonna win because I want to be surprised. How many seats total are there anyway? So we got, let's see here, 27, 28. And then these two add up to 38. So wait, it was 38 plus 28 is wait, hold on. 3-8. God, I am tired. 3-8 plus, what did I say before? 28. Right? Yeah. Okay. So that's 76, I think. So I don't think I'm gonna get in that. So 76. I would need to have 40, not 40, freaking 38 seats to tie, 39 to have a majority. You know, we'll see what happens. So I gotta pick. Let's just put it as I gotta pick up like 15 seats. Which might be easier said than done. But then I wouldn't have to work with anybody. It's 66 seats. Sorry, I'm sorry. Wait, no, yeah, because 2 plus 3, and then you carry the 1. Yeah, why 70? Oh yeah, so 66 seats. Oh, and that makes things really easy. Because then I just need to 66 seats. So then divide that by 2 is only 33. So we'd only have to pick up 11 seats to get a majority. That's probably more possible. Press conference addressed the nation had gone smoothly. Quadros was delighted to see the president at work. Journalists approved of the president's actions, asking if Brazil would move to a more proactive foreign policy. Asked if President lost disapproval of the American intervention and a lack of interest in South American democracy. Journalist from an awful newspaper. Vice President was pleased to see someone attached to his own political party attack lot on this most auspicious day. UDN would need some housekeeping. I think we're going to stop it here. Forced premature retirement. This is Salgado. This is another thing. But yeah, we're going to stop it there because I'm propping myself up. The pickle helped only for a little bit. But yeah, definitely have a dominant view. I'm pretty sure I need to break this relationship though. We'll have to figure something out. But thank you very much for joining me. I'm Concrete History Games. And thank you very much as well for the super chat. Super chats are what fund the live streams. Having said that, though, I don't think there's going to be a live stream. I'll probably maybe try to do one Friday or Saturday or something, but I think there's a high probability there will not be a live stream tomorrow or the day after because work is just going to be freaking crazy. The holiday weekends are actually really busy for me, postal worker. Yeah. Thanks, and so in the next episode we're going to finish dealing with like the pirates and the lobster war and stuff, which is going to give us some nice bonuses, and then we can start working on an economic plan. I'll see you all next time. Good night.
Bam!